Guys, hats off to Wesleyan. They did a great job. They came in here, they were more physical than us, obvious by the 47 to 33 rebounds. We seemed to just ball watch, which we talked about, and they seemed to attack the ball. At times we looked like defensively we had it figured out, we just could not sustain it. This game is hard, winning is hard. It takes a commitment by every person that has a jersey and every coach. I hope that we learn from this because there's a, look, I'm trying to get them to buy into something that's difficult. At times it's something they've never had to do before. It's not easy. And I need them to learn fast. I need my freshmen to learn fast. I need my veteran guys, JJ, Emmanuel, Brandon. You can't finish a game with 2 rebounds and 1 rebound. You can't. You can't. Not and have us have success as a team. Again, hats off to them. I mean, I look at it, the first 10 minutes of the game, we forced 10 turnovers. For the game, the first 10, we forced 10 turnovers. The rest of the game, they had 4. What is that? We settled that time for threes. It is hard to live and die by threes. I teach paint touches. I want the ball in the paint. I would love to have the ball in the paint multiple times because by getting it in the paint multiple times, the threes will come in rhythm and not just settled threes. If it's one pass and a shot or a ball screen and a shot, you're not creating offense for your teammates, and the offense becomes stagnant, which we saw some of that today as well. We tried hard at times, but again, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Hopefully we learn from this, all of us coaches, myself and players, because it's not acceptable to go out and the other team is more physical than you, plays harder than you, plays tougher than you, as if you don't understand what this is. Questions?
Kenny, was the rebounding, was that maybe the most disappointing because that is more kind of an effort thing?
No question. For me, I watched 8 to 10 points, maybe more, where the shot was made by them and our guys are watching, hoping the next guy got it, and they bum rush the ball and put it in the basket. Not acceptable. We work on rebounding. We talk about how important it is to finish off possessions. We get them to miss, and I don't know, their second chance points, how many they had, but whatever it was too many.
Kenny, when that happens, was there any thought to playing Dennis more in the second half? He got just 5 minutes, and then Brandon had only 8, and then we didn't see Manny as well.
Well, for me, what they did, the adjustment they made is they went sort of small. They went with their 4-man and played him at the 5 and put him on the perimeter, which sort of negates Dennis a little bit. Again, between Brandon, JJ, Caleb, we should be able to handle whatever somebody throws at us.
Yeah, Kenny, Dennis and Brandon played, I think, a combined 31 minutes and had 2 shots, both by Brandon. One of them was a run out after a steal. Are they not posting up? Are guys not looking for them? Why aren't they more active in the offense?
I just think we refuse to get paint touches. At times, there's opportunities there, and they'll run, like, for example, if the 5-man rebounds the ball, the 4-man in transition should run and post up. We shouldn't have to run offense. It should be simple. Throw it down, throw it ahead, throw the ball to the post, and we play off that. When the ball goes up, at a lot of the times tonight, the shot goes up, and I'm watching my 4 and 5 make no effort to fight to get the rebound. I'm running post plays, and we decide to come off and shoot it. So attention to detail, knowing the play, knowing how to execute the play, playing with energy. All those things was not up to par. And, you know, a lot of it falls on me, but it also getting them to understand exactly what I want, when I want it, how I want it. When we executed, we got good shots. Not saying that they all the time went in, but we got good shots.
Coach, just in regards to the perimeter offense, it seemed like the screening wasn't really opening up guys to get easy looks. Is that something that needs to get better, or how can you get better looks from the perimeter? It seemed like a lot of contested jump shots out there.
So it sort of goes with the question that Rick just asked. The bigs didn't touch the ball a lot. So what was happening was we were setting screens and the defenders going under the screen. We force him to go over the screen. And the one time we did it, or a few times we did it, for example, there was a play where we set a screen and then we re-screened and Tyler got down the lane, drove down the lane, made a bounce pass to JJ, JJ dunked the ball. We have to force people to chase over the top because by going under, it's not, especially when you're missing jump shots, you're playing into their hands. We have to do a better job of screening.
Coach, it's pretty obvious there's a disconnect. So where's the disconnect at, and where do you guys go from here?
The disconnect is understanding fully how hard that you got to practice, how hard you got to play, how desperate you have to be defensively. The disconnect is other teams are good. I knew going into this game that this was going to be a tough game. We needed it to be a tough game because we need to know exactly how hard we got to play against good talent. You know, that team played well against St. Louis. There's a reason. They're a pretty good team. And they've been together and they play hard and they understand what the coach is asking them to do. We're learning about ourselves. We don't have a ton of experience, but we do have experience. But the disconnect is, again, how hard are you really going to beat teams with your talent, or are you going to beat teams with the work ethic, with the toughness, with the fight? We can't beat teams with talent. We're never going to be the most talented team. We can beat them with fight.
This was the first time we saw Sky and Trey starting together. It seemed like, it was a slow start for everybody, but what about them specifically, seeing them working on the court together, did you like it, not like it?
I thought they was okay together. I thought defensively they were talking at times, especially in the first half. I thought we were really good defensively in spurts in the first half. I thought we got a little laxed, or we understood how our bodies or our minds just sort of like, okay, let's hope. Let's not impose. Let's hope. Let's hope they miss shot. Let's hope we get a steal. Let's hope that me just gambling on the ball, I can get the steal. You have to be disciplined. You're playing good basketball players. And then, for Trey, I love Trey White, and Trey White is going to be a great player. I love Scott Clark. He's going to be a great player. But they are still learning about themselves, and this isn't the finished product. This is a work in process.
And talking to the guys, whether it be at the ACC tip-off or on media day, they were pretty confident about changing their identity, and part of that was the intensity and stuff. Curious, what was their reaction after this loss in the locker room? Did they feel, or what's their emotional feelings coming after a loss where they probably felt confident going in?
I think they feel down. I think they're learning. They're learning that you have to play hard. You have to understand that other teams and other players, regardless of what Division II, Division I, they can play. Other guys can play. They're understanding about concepts. They're understanding about basketball offensively. You're understanding about, they're learning on the fly what it means to have four dudes on the same page and then one dude not react to it. Some we get burned. Or Dennis lets a guy beat him off a ball screen baseline, the guard gets around him, they get a corner three. at a critical time. Little things mean a lot. And I think they're learning on the fly. They're learning that, yeah, we're a good shooting team. We're much better than we shot tonight. We are. I know that. But I also know if you live by the three and you live by jump shots and you don't screen for each other and the ball isn't moving, you're going to have moments where the ball's not going in the hole and then the other team gets confidence.
Coach, just in terms of your defense, is there any specific defensive metric or defensive goal that you give the team that you kind of monitor or have the guys really look to try to force on that side of the ball?
You know, I've always talked about kills, which is 3 stops in a row. The goal is to get 8 or 9 different kills. If you can do that, you're consistently a pretty good defensive team. Again, I think we're learning that in order to be that type of team, you got to be vicious, you got to be focused, you got to be locked in, and you got to help each other. You got to really help each other. If one person lets down, somebody else is picking him up. The next person lets down, somebody else is picking him up, meaning that he makes up for his mistake. I thought there were times when, you know, Sky got beat off the drive, and the guy went right down the lane and laid it up. Unacceptable. Unacceptable, one, by Sky not to keep the ball in front. Unacceptable, and Tylor. Unacceptable by nobody coming over to help. Unacceptable by they missed the shot, and then they get a rebound and stick it back in. Unacceptable.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right.